Welcome to Queen City Cyber Consulting's channel.
All right, friends and neighbors, welcome back. It's Monday, August 10th, and the hits just keep on coming. So not only do we have the water systems in 18 states under attack, we have the ports in North Carolina under attack. We have a variety of different industries under attack from adversary in the middle. See my other video on that. Their business email are being compromised or at least attacked. And now we have this. So let's see what's going on in California.
City has declared a state of emergency after a cyber attack targeted IT systems, including 911 dispatch. The attack happened in the northern San Francisco Bay city of Suisun in the early hours on Friday. City officials forced to pull the plug on the entire network to stop the threat. So residents couldn't call 911. Now, despite the outage, officials say residents are not in danger, with police and fire personnel still able to receive calls through the county dispatch center. News Nation's Gordon.
Well, there it is. Once again, yet another cyber attack, this time against a city that had to completely unplug their network to protect their environment. So let's keep listening.
Courtney Friel, she's live in California with the latest. Courtney, this is scary. What more are we learning?
Yeah, hi, Hannah, but it could have been much worse.
I always like it when people say it could have been much worse, because really at this point, we don't know just how worse it was. Very little information has come out on what happened. There is a little key phrase here that I'm going to stop on again and highlight for you, just so you have an idea of what's really happening here.
As well, 911 routing was hit, but 911 service has not disappeared thanks to another nearby county stepping in to help out. Suisun is a small city, about 30,000 people, just east of San Francisco, and the city says malicious software infected its computer systems just before 6 a.m. Friday morning.
And there it is. Malicious software infected their computer systems Friday morning. Like I said before, if you work in cybersecurity, incident response, anything like that, Friday is the day. That's usually when these are discovered or whatever happens. Friday is like a key point here. And this one's no different. But the thing is they discovered malicious software. Now, they don't say what that software was, but something set off their alert system or whatever they have in place and led to them completely taking down the city's network.
The attack reached 911 routing with police and fire dispatch as well, city records and other government services. Officials responded by just pulling the plug on the city's entire IT network, both to contain the attack and preserve evidence for a federal investigation. Police officers and firefighters are still answering calls as well. Dispatchers were then moved to another center in Solano County, Hannah.
Courtney, so many questions. Do we know who did this? What were the hackers trying to get? What did they get?
Yeah, we don't have those answers. And even though we're not talking about a big city attack, this highlights the vulnerabilities in the system. Cybersecurity.
The sad part of this is what's about to come. And as we listen to the cybersecurity experts speak, he'll tell you why this is sad.
Expert Alex Hammerstone tells me part of the problem is simple. Cities have to pay to protect against something that hasn't even happened yet.
People just don't like to pay for what hasn't happened, right? I think, not to be philosophical, but we tend to be a lot more reactive than proactive, right? So after an incident happens, there's all the money in the world to go out and fix it, right? But
that's the problem. They're spending more money now to fix a problem and respond to a problem than they would have spent to prevent the problem in the first. That's why we have smoke detectors. That's why we have carbon dioxide detectors. That's why we have fire extinguishers. Those are all real world threats. These are real world threats too when hackers attack. Why aren't we preparing for them? because we think of it as being Puff the Magic Dragon, and and I've seen it. I saw it up in Minnesota with the one goofball who got on screen and was like, yeah, we're just a small place. Who would have ever thought it would have happened to us? Yeah, well, guess what? You're the target now.
Before an incident happens, it's much harder to get budget for prevention.
This attack comes with cyber officials already on high alert. Just 2 weeks ago, we've been reporting how hackers targeted more than 30 water systems in Minnesota, part of a wider wave of attacks on water and wastewater utilities across several states. The FBI and the nation's cyber defense agency have warned that Iranian hackers have been targeting those critical systems, but there's no evidence that the Sassoon
They always have to put up the interesting cyber graphic. Don't put a lot of stock into that.
City attack is connected. That's why right now the FBI, Homeland Security, and California's Office of Emergency Services are all involved. So far, officials have not identified who's behind the attack, nor have they said how that malware got in, whether this was ransomware or if any ransom was even demanded. At this point, investigators are specifically trying to determine if any data was stolen. In the latest city update, online city services and internal operations remain unavailable. The state of emergency lets the city move faster for outside help and tries to recover some of the cost of the attack. But now comes the hard part, not just turning the computers back on, but making sure the hackers are out before they do, Kelly. To be continued.
Definitely to be continued. This is just utter lack of preparation. I'm what they call a cybersecurity evangelist. I push for small towns and cities to be ready for this because you're going to be targeted. I've dealt with Fortune 500 companies that had the same kind of mindset. Well, it won't happen to us. Well, guess what? It's going to happen to all of us eventually. So be prepared. Be ready. Now, happy Monday. It is merely 7:30 in the morning. I have to go start my second job here soon. But hopefully the news kind of quiets down a little bit throughout the day. This is a story we'll keep watching and updating as it comes, as more information becomes available. Queen City Cyber Consulting signing off. Go forth and conquer.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.